Welcome, virtual tramley. It's spring break and I was way more excited than my students were to take a break. Woohoo! So because I have a week off, me and my best friend Sweet Treats decided to go to hike the Foothills Trail. It's about 75 miles. It's like, I think it's in South Carolina near Georgia, North Carolina, near the border. And we're gonna spend about 5 days doing it with this pupster right here. This is Scout, Sweet Treat's dog, who I love very much. Thank you for your kisses. So we're gonna leave today. I just wanted to show you a few of my other gear. That's because I replaced 2 things and I switched out something because it's warmer weather here than it will be when I'm on the CDT. So because it's warmer weather, I am bringing this quilt. Since this is an Enlighten Equipment quilt, it is extra long, I think, and regular wideness, which I learned I don't like when I bought this one. So I bought the winter one in a extra wide version or wide version. I can't remember which one. And it goes to 45 degrees, which is gonna be a little sketchy for the first night because it's supposed to be 41 degrees, but I sleep really warm, so I think I'll be fine. We'll see. If not, you'll get a video of me complaining in the dark about how cold it is, and that was a mistake, and I should have brought my winter quilt. So I got the new Jetboil. I really want a Jetboil that is like this big, a tiny one, because I only ever use it for boiling water to put in a bag for my ramen. But that's not real yet. So this one will do for now. I have used it once on top of on top of Max's knob. So we shall see if I continue to like it. So far, so good. It's in this baggie because the bottom part is sharp and I don't want to rip any of my very delicate ultralight gear because they rip very easily. I accidentally stabbed my tent with a knife one time when I was trying to repair it. I poked a hole right through it, so that was fun. And then, also, my most expensive purchase. This is a judgment-free zone here. I bought this ukulele because I want it, and it sounds a lot better than my other one. So this is gonna be what I carry on the Continental Divide Trail. And it has a sound hole on the side so I can hear it. Not only can other people hear it, but now I can hear it. It's much louder and sounds much better, and in the ads they run it over with the car, so I think it'll be able to handle Thru-Hike. My plastic one did, so a carbon fiber one will be able to handle a Thru-Hike. So that's gonna be exciting. And then everything else is, oh, and I got my barebacking kits. You guys are gonna get to watch me try to bareback, which is very embarrassing for me because I suck at it. So it's gonna take me like 45 minutes to do it the first couple times. Oh well, it'll keep us entertained when we're bored. This is the hardest resupply decision every time we go to the store. Here we go. Which candy do we want to eat? Here's what we got for 5 days. We've got fancy ramen. That's vegetarian. And then we've got not fancy ramen. So I'm gonna see if I like the fancy ramen. And we got grits for breakfast. And these are, to make my water taste yummy, peanut butter, 1 applesauce for fun. I got some bars, some mangoes, some dates, so I could go on a date with you. Some cashews. Lots of candy. I couldn't pick one, so I got Mike and Ike's and Sour Patch Kids and caramels. And then I have some fig jelly that's in 2 bags, so if it explodes, it doesn't get everywhere. Sharp cheddar, some fake meat slices, peppery, and some wraps that are spinach wraps, which might be weird with peanut butter, but that's what I have. So yay. Hopefully all this is gone at the end of the 5 days. This is Scout's resupply food. Go, go, pack, pack!
Okay, hold
on. Well, it's not a Dine Dash and Sweet Treats hike if someone forgets something. Unless someone forgets something. She forgot her trekking pole, so she had to drive all the way back home, which is only an hour, so it's okay. So now I'm at Table Rock, the end of the Foothills Trail. There's Table Rock right there, waiting for her with our parking pass. So I'm gonna be here for 40 minutes, and I haven't put sunscreen on yet, so I'm probably gonna get burnt because I'm very white. Here we are at the beginning of the Foothills Trail. Sweet Treats has retrieved her poles.
on.
Scout is tired of being in the
Gosh,
car.
guys, you untangle me.
And it is time to go. Here we are on the trail.
Foothills Trail.
Scout is down there somewhere. Try not to fall again. There's Sweet Treats. Living our best life here.
With our giant pack.
Yes. We're at the cutoff between the waterfall, so we're gonna go to the waterfall for fun because Sweet Treats is doing a waterfall challenge. The life of one D&D involves touching everything. These mushrooms are very squishy. Squishy. Look how fun they are. Wow. Sweet Treats. Touch it. Touch it. Squish. We've done 7 miles today, plus a waterfall. This is where we're camping.
A little less than 7.
Right here.
The waterfall was 2.5.
I'm hoping that Sweet Treats' tent this time the zippers will actually unzip.
Moment of truth.
Wow, you can actually unzip it. 2 for 1.
Look at that go.
What a luxury that you can actually get inside your tent.
Who would have thought that would be a luxury?
Just look at me glowing like I'm an angel coming from heaven. So I haven't done a bear line in a long time, obviously. And it was very hard to pull it up, and I didn't bring a big enough carabiner. So it's gonna be fun. On the AT I used a nurse sack, which was the easy life. So I'll have to be a real camper now. Oh well. Look at this expert level knot for our bear line. This is as good as it's gonna get night 1.
At least the food is nowhere near our tent, right?
That's right. What do you think, Scout? It's day 2, and here's Scotty Poo. This is how you know it's time to pack up. It's official, because you can hear what we call the devil's whisper. It's called the devil's whisper because I don't like to wake up in the morning. And he's whispering to you. That's what I would say to Zoom on the Appalachian Trail. Every time she deflated her pad, I knew it was legit and we had to get up. Lick, Log Falls, and Pigpen Falls. So pretty.
Go ahead and lick your log at Lick Log Falls.
Falls, so I have to lick a log. Mmm.
Tasty.
You don't want to lick the same spot?
No.
Okay, lick the log. That was a wimpy lick.
Hey, at least I licked it.
I put my whole tongue
touched
on it. Were you waiting? Bye.
Bye, bud. guys. Careful.
Oh, cold. It up right on me. Thanks, Scout. Go. Dig, 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 dig. Are you all done now? I knew he couldn't resist.
Are you snuggling with your bestie? He stole your hole to make a chair. Bye bye, see you later! When I say that, he's coming running. He's like, don't you
Why hike really far when you can make a beach chair and chill for an hour? This is our life. This is what we're doing. Scout's over there, enjoying some grass. Smiles, not miles. Chacos. Legs burning very
I
fast.
think this is the first time in history my chakras
We live the smiles, not miles life.
smile.
It's like a moss waterfall. Look at that big old rock. Aaron, you would love this rock. You would probably be hugging it right now. I heard. Were you calling me?
Yeah.
Historically, the
Waterfall! 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 You trying to get away from me? You can't get stuck places. Bad capo. When it's hot outside, so you gotta hide in the rhododendrons.
I found a dead woman. It's already.
We don't have a map, and we don't. Scott Hooks doesn't do the Foothills Trail, unfortunately. And we decided we didn't want to get the guidebook, but we found online a Google Maps thing someone made that shows all the campsites, which is great, but it only works when we have signal, which is close to never so far in this trail. Hopefully that changes. So we're not really far. We're not really sure how far we've gone today, but I'm gonna guess we're gonna finish around 15 today, which is kind of sad because it's 4 o'clock. But this trip is it's whatever we want it to be. We just have to finish by Friday and we'll be good. So that technically is 15 a day, so check. Yay! But we did have a lovely day sitting up on the beach and taking lots of breaks. And now it's really breezy and not hot, so it's very nice. We have gone 20.3 miles. Night number 2. We tried to hang our bear bag, and we learned how to do a clove hitch this time. Where's the bag? Why can't I see it? There it is. But our bags are hanging low enough that a bear could literally grab it. So we're just hoping that all the bears here are really short and that they can't reach it.
I got it over the tree after Danny tried for like 3 minutes and couldn't over the other tree. I call that a success.
Success of what?
The
The bear can still get it.
The rest of it's a fail.
Okay. Welcome to DineNDash National Park. Right here you will see a staircase up to the viewing platform. Please do not lean on the railing because it will fall, and we do not accept lawsuits. There is a fence to protect us, and there are only 4 parking spaces, so apply early. Thank you for attending DineNDash National Forest /Park/Mountain. I think day 2.5, because the first day was only a part of the day.
I don't really mind it.
We did about 16 miles yesterday. We figured out because one of the guys at the campsite had a guide with him, so we could take pictures of it. So we went 17 miles in total with our waterfall excursions. And today we're hoping to do another 16, 15-ish miles. Treats and I met, and Scout, met on the Appalachian Trail in 2018 when we were both through hiking. She started the Appalachian Trail a week earlier than I did, and I caught up to her past the Smokies somewhere in Hot Springs and met them. And we weren't really friends at any point on the trail, kind of, because we both were trying to be friends with our other trail friend named Zoom Zoom. And I remember one night we were in a shelter, both basically fighting over who was going to talk to her. How embarrassing. And then they decided to leave the group because, for whatever reason,
Y'all were slow.
we were too slow for them. So they hiked on outside of the Triple Crown. What town was that? Daleville. And they, meaning Scout and Sweet Treats and her boyfriend Wild Hog. So after that, I was hiking with this group for a while and eventually decided that I would like to go hiking by myself. So that's when I started texting Sweet Treats and asking her what kinds of things are ahead, what should I be expecting, and that kind of started our acquaintanceship. Is that a word?
Sure.
Okay, I just made it up. Add it to your dictionaries, people. And then after the Appalachian Trail, I was experiencing some trail depression because of going straight from, I got a job to work in kindergarten, and I started work like literally 2 days after I got back from the trail, and it was just extremely overwhelming. So I was missing the people on trail and hiking and being able to do pretty much whatever I wanted and being in control of everything. So Sweet Treats had told me, or I had talked to her, something had happened
On the WhatsApp, I put trail message.
on our trail family WhatsApp that we had met at the beginning, that we both ended up splitting up from, that she wanted to do trail magic for the next year's hikers. And I reached out and said I would like to join you in doing it, because at the time she lived in Asheville and I live in North Georgia near Amicalola Falls. So it was very easy for us to meet up. It's only like a 3-hour drive between the two of our houses. So I'm gonna pause here because there's one. Where did I leave off?
Trail magic.
Trail magic. So we met for the first time and did trail magic. We got things like tables, and I got a little cast iron skillet for waffles, and lots of Costco sizings of gummy bears and snacks and soda and deep fried tater tots and cinnamon rolls, all the things that hiker could want, because who better to know what hikers want than hikers themselves? So we just brought the things we would want. And we did some trail magic for the early bubble, because that's when we left. We left in February. And so that's when we kind of became friends. Now I will note that I did not like her when I first met her. But now we're besties, so everything's okay. That usually happens with my best friends. Here you go.
Okay, so when I first met him, we were in a hostel in Hot Springs, and in the hostel, a police officer came up to me and said, "Hey, do you know a hiker by the name of Skittles?" And I said, not really. I know who he is, but never talked to him. So I instantly went back into my room and said, I'm not getting in the middle of that. And that was the day he got his trail name DineNDash. So in my defense, I just kind of assumed he did it, that he really DineNDashed, so I didn't really want to associate with him. And it wasn't until we were in the Roan High Knob shelter one day, And he comes in the middle of a snowstorm. I'm eating lunch and he starts unpacking his bag and he pulls out a whole jar of coconut oil and he says, "Do you want some coconut oil? It's good for your lips." I was a little weirded out, but I guess if he's willing to share anything in his bag, he can't be too bad. There you go.
Wow. She tells that story to literally everyone.
Everyone. Only fitting in
Just to
football.
clarify, I no longer carry coconut oil and I do not creepily offer people coconut oil, but I will offer people candy because candy is hikers' love language. And that's the end of the story. The tale of a sweet treats and one dine and dash. Woohoo! Now here we are, hiking the Foothills Trail, among other trails. And in the future, the Pinhoti Trail after our other Thru-Hikes. My other Thru-Hikes. What do you think of this view?
I think this trail's full of water views. Like, I have not seen a trail with this much water view. I love it.
Me huffing and puffing in the rest of the story because I'm climbing uphill, which is dedication to talk and climb uphill. So after Sweet Treats and I did that first trail magic, we were talking and I was explaining like how I had been struggling with fitting back in with the non-hiker community because you can tell people what you did, but I didn't feel like a lot of people fully grasped the concept of what I did. And I'm not saying like that in the sense of everyone needs to throw balloons and confetti at me for finishing the Appalachian Trail, but it was 5 months of my life and I just wanted someone to relate to. So that's where me and Sweet Treats kind of bonded. She had a different experience because her and her boyfriend did it together and her doggo. So when she got off trail, there was always someone around that could tell stories with or relate to about it. So we just kind of had a little agreement at the beginning that we would start doing things together. So every month or so, I would drive up there or somewhere in between the two of us and we would do some trail magic. And eventually, after trail magic season ended, I'm like, well, I don't want to stop seeing you, so let's do something else. So she reached out to me, said, I'm doing this race, you should come join me and do it with me and my family. So we did I did my first 15K, woohoo, in the rain at Biltmore. And then after that, we planned basically a race a month. In the first year, we did a half marathon, which was horrible for me because the first half marathon, I had to poop like after mile 3 and I refused to stop. So that was pretty miserable, but I redeemed myself on Thanksgiving by crushing my personal record. And then we kept doing races anywhere from 5Ks to half marathons. And finally, like a month or so ago, we did our first marathon. Our original marathon was supposed to be at the beach, but it got canceled because of COVID. So we found this other one that had less people in it. And that wasn't closed. And we of course wear our masks when we are around a lot of people, but there weren't a lot of people in the marathon. So by the time we had split off courses, it was me by myself. Because me and Sweet Treats do not run at the same pace at all, which is fine. And we don't hike at the same pace at all either. So after a marathon, we kind of putzed out. She got an injury, I got an injury. So we haven't been running recently, but I'm leaving in 2 months, so it really doesn't matter to me. I will probably pick back up on yoga, just so my body doesn't start cursing at me right when we get on trail. So in the meanwhile, while all that was happening, I started my first year at kindergarten, which was stressful, to say in the least. Not saying I didn't love my children and love working with them, but your first year teaching is always not a fun one because you don't really know anything. And I admit, I didn't know a whole lot. School doesn't teach you the things you know to work with children. You have to do it to know how to be a good teacher. Experience and fail and try again and fail and try again until you get it right. And with the support of my team and administration. I eventually got to a place I was comfortable with the next year when I moved to 2nd grade. And now I am also in 2nd grade again at a different school. So that was my first year. So trail depression didn't just poof away the first time I met with someone. It was a slow change over time with starting to run and yoga and hike more and go on trips with people who also had thru-hiked. That helped me a lot to feel like I was connected back to what was a better me, I guess. So I'm just curious, have any of you, I'm sure some of you have experienced trail depression if you've done a long distance trail, and what did you do to combat it? Mine was running. What did you do? Just curious, put it in the comments. I want to see what it is. All right. A bench. My butt is so happy right now. I bet you wish your butt was happy, but you're not sitting in the bench. You want a doggy bench?
Trust the people near the mansion. Trusting me is deserve it. Means
Lunchtime. Scoutikins is hot, so he's in this cave where it's much cooler. I am also hot, so we're best buds down here. This is awkward. How do you feel about hiking today?
Scotty wants to answer that. He says it's hot. I agree. Oh my gosh, I just want nothing but shade and water.
Stay hydrated, peeps.
So happy I don't have a big heavy pack. So happy I don't have a big heavy pack.
We just did the turn off to White Waterfalls, right? Okay, the lower portion of White Waterfalls. It's 9/10 of a mile off trail, but Sweet Treat says it's huge, so we have to go visit it. So here we go. The trail is this road, and there's a lovely breeze blowing at my armpits. So we're drying out, as modeled by Sweet Treats right now, because we're all sweaty and gross. Yum. I would like to enjoy this very large falls, but I'm also hot and tired, so I'm sitting in the shade along with these other people.
this cavern is stretched back to eternity.
What happened to all the switchbacks? Why is it stairs now? Ah! Oh, you so happy? You are. You're upside down. Should I record you upside down? Right when I record you, you're gonna flip. Just keep rolling.
Give you more slack. There you go.
Of course it's done now. Okay, we're turned on. Sweet Treats loves all these stairs.
Like a swimming hole too.
It does. Hillard Falls or Bear Camp Falls is what we're at right now.
It's so pretty.
We don't know what it's called.
Normally a 12-mile hike to get here.
Name. Well, if you look at this here log right here, that's very dark. It looks like a smiley face. I'm looking! We made it to Bear Creek Camp. We did about 14 and some extra miles. And the person that we've been kind of playing hiker tag with was there. And now we are setting up our bear line. There's a bear cable. There are bear cables here. But why take the easy route when you could take the challenging route? So we're gonna keep trying to get this bear line right because it's really embarrassing not to be able to do it. But look, we found a rainbow tree, so it's gonna work out really well for us. Really?
Hey.
Really?
Try?
Yes,
Okay,
I would be happy to try.
You want to see if you can do
Yes,
that
I
one throw?
do.
You
Here
get
you go.
one
Tag,
throw.
you're it.
You can have 3 Sour Patch Kids tomorrow. Okay, deal. You overhand threw it though.
Here we are, post bear hang. The bag is in the tree, people. Is it high enough that a bear couldn't actually get it? Probably not. But we're just gonna hope that since we're in the same foresty area that the bears are still short and can't reach it. But it's up there.
Only broke 1 carabiner in the process.
Look, we broke my carabiner. Oops. I tied that neatly, so baby steps.